Now let's talk about chapter 2, how your body contributes to constipation. If you are struggling with chronic constipation and feel like nothing is working for you, you are not alone. Today, in this chapter, we are diving deep into how different organs and systems in your body contribute to this condition. By understanding these factors, you can better identify the root causes of constipation and find personalized, effective, natural DIY home remedies that target those specific issues. Let's get started. By the end of this video, you will understand how various organs systems contribute to constipation. You'll have a clear path to finding personalized solutions that actually work. In this chapter, we will cover the role of nervous system, including autonomic central nervous system, as well as psychological and behavioral factors. So let's start with that often flies under the radar, the autonomic nervous system, ANS. This system controls involuntary bodily functions, including digestion. It has two parts, sympathetic and parasympathetic. The sympathetic system slows down digestion while parasympathetic system speeds it up. And when there is an imbalance, such as chronic stress activating the parasympathetic system, it can slow bowel movements, that leading to constipation. Disorders like autonomic neuropathy, often seen in diabetes, can damage these nerves and disrupt bowel function. Addressing stress through techniques like yoga and meditation and managing conditions like diabetes can significantly improve bowel function. If you identify that if your constipation is related to ANS issues, focusing on stress management and overall nervous system health can be crucial. Next, let's talk about central nervous system, CNS, which includes brain and spinal cord. Neurological disorders like Parkinson's disease, multiple sclerosis, and spinal cord injuries can interfere with signals between brain and gut. These conditions can slow down intestinal motility, making it harder for stool to pass. If you have neurological condition, working with your healthcare provider to manage it and adopting home remedies that enhance neurological health can make a significant difference. Next, let's talk about psychological and behavioral factors. Stress, anxiety, and depression can significantly impact gut health. The gut brain axis, a bidirectional communication system between the CNS and the gut, means psychological stress can slow down or disrupt bowel movements. Stress management techniques such as yoga, meditation, deep breathing exercises can alleviate constipation related to psychological factors. Addressing mental health with professional help can also lead to significant improvements. If stress and anxiety are contributing to your constipation, incorporating relaxation techniques into your daily routine can be a powerful remedy. Now we have explored how the nervous system affects constipation. Let's move on to digestive system and how it plays a crucial role. Let's start with section 1, mouth and chewing, the first step to preventing constipation. Digestion begins in mouth. Proper chewing breaks down the food into smaller particles, making it easier for the stomach and intestines to process. Inadequate chewing can lead to larger food particles entering the digestive tract, which can slow down digestion and lead to constipation. Taking a time to chew food thoroughly is a simple but effective way to improve your digestion and prevent constipation. If your chewing habits are contributing to constipation, focus on mindful eating and chewing thoroughly can help. Now, section 2, stomach issues, how delayed gastric emptying causes constipation. The stomach plays a critical role in breaking down food with acids and enzymes. Delayed gastric emptying or gastroparesis can slow down the movement of food from stomach to the intestine. This delay can cause bloating and constipation. Conditions like diabetes and certain medications can lead to gastroparesis. Managing these conditions and adjusting medications can help improve gastric emptying. And if you suspect your stomach issues are the root cause, addressing gastroparesis through diet modifications and medical management can be beneficial. Section 3, small intestine, about nutrient absorption and constipation. The small intestine continues to digest and absorb nutrients from food. When the small intestine is not functioning properly, it can lead to constipation. Conditions such as small intestinal bacterial growth, SIBO, can cause bloating and delay movement through the intestines. Treating SIBO with antibiotics or probiotics can alleviate these symptoms. If your small intestines isn't absorbing nutrients effectively, focusing on gut health through probiotic and balanced nutrition can improve your symptoms. Now let's talk about large intestines in section 4 and how it affects stool formation. The large intestine or colon absorbs water and forms stool from indigestible food matters. If the colon moves too slowly, too much water is absorbed, resulting in hard or dry stools. Conditions like irritable bowel syndrome and colonic inertia can affect colonic motility and lead to constipation. Increasing fiber intake and staying hydrated can help improve colonic function. If the large intestine is the issue, increasing fiber and hydration along with regular physical activity can help improve bowel movements. Section 5, let's talk about liver, gallbladder, and bile ducts, the role of bile in constipation. The liver produces bile, which is stored in a gallbladder and released into small intestine to help digest fats. If there is a problem with bile production or flow, such as the gallstone or bile duct obstruction, it can hinder fat digestion and lead to poor stomach or stool formation and constipation. Treating these conditions can improve bile flow and digestion. If your constipation is related to bile flow or production, focusing on liver and gallbladder health through dietary changes and possibly medical treatment can help. So, with a good understanding of digestive system, now let's explore the endocrine system and its impact on chronic constipation. Let's start with segment 3, endocrine system, and section 1, thyroid gland, hypothyroidism, and constipation. The thyroid gland produces hormones that regulate metabolism. Hypothyroidism or an underactive thyroid can slow down metabolic processes, including bowel motility, leading to constipation. If you suspect thyroid issues, a simple blood test can diagnose hypothyroidism, and thyroid hormone replacement therapy can alleviate constipation. If hypothyroidism is your root cause, managing it through medication and regular monitoring can significantly improve your bowel movements. Now, let's talk about the role of pancreas and endocrine system, which produces digestive enzymes, and talk about their importance. The pancreas produces digestive enzymes that break down food in the small intestine. Insufficient production of these enzymes, such known as exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, can hinder digestion and leads to constipation. So, pancreatic enzyme replacement therapy can help improve digestion and relieve constipation. If pancreatic enzyme insufficiency is affecting you, enzyme supplements and a diet tailored to your needs can provide relief. Next, let's look at circulatory system and its impact on constipation. That's segment 4 for us. And in that segment, let's talk about section 1, which is blood flow to intestine, the heart of the problem. So proper blood flow to the intestine is crucial for their function. Poor circulation, often due to cardiovascular diseases or conditions like mesenteric ischemia, can impair intestinal function and lead to constipation. Ensuring good cardiovascular function through diet, exercise, medication can help maintain proper blood flow and intestinal function. If poor blood flow is contributing to your constipation, improving your cardiovascular health can make a significant difference. Finally, let's examine the immune system's role in constipation, which is our segment 5. The inflammatory disease can cause constipation. The immune system protects the body from infections and other foreign substances. However, chronic inflammation in the intestines, such as Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis, which is also part of IBD, can alter bowel function and contribute to constipation. So, managing these inflammatory diseases with medication, diet, and lifestyle changes can help improve bowel movement and bowel function and reduce constipation. If inflammation is the root cause, working with healthcare provider to manage it effectively can lead to better bowel health. So to conclude this chapter, understanding how different organs and systems contribute to constipation can help identify the root cause and determine the most effective treatments. By addressing the issues in nervous system, digestive system, endocrine system, circulatory system, and immune system, you can find personalized solution to relieve and prevent constipation. And also you can find what's the natural DIY home remedies that work for you when you understand the root causes. And also always consult with the healthcare provider to ensure that you are addressing the correct underlying causes. So subscribe to our channel for more tips on managing constipation and improving digestive health. Follow us for personalized advice on natural home remedies and lifestyle changes that can help you find long-term relief.